Hey everyone, it's Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to an exclusive first look at the brand new maze monster, Ferrus. He will be coming up very soon, so hopefully this video can help you figure out how much effort you want to invest in the maze. And of course, as always, I want to give a huge thanks to SocialPoint for giving me the monster, all the cells I need to take this monster to rank 5, and all the food I need to feed this monster to level 150. Any gems I use will be reimbursed. And so here we have Ferrus. This is one of the monsters everyone is... Whoa, he is skinny. He's skinnier than he looked like at the loading screen. Alright, the ultimate is pretty cool. But I can't get over how skinny he is. Okay, so yeah, we'll see him as an adult again very soon. Alright, so let's just jump right into it. Aran has been exhausted and desperate for a new life for some time, so when he asked his friends in heaven for help, they offered to him a whole new identity. With Daggel's assistance, he was able to transfer his soul from his old body into this new suit of armor. Made of metal and stardust, he now has a new name too, Ferrus. So this is basically the Cosmic Aran, and I imagine we're going to be getting a lot of old legendaries and maybe other rarities and seeing cosmic versions, right? Even think of like how we have a Thunder Kong who just came from our Rockilla who happened to fall into a Thunder habitat. So I'm super excited to see what future monsters we see that remind us of some old monster legends. With that being said, let's jump right into the stats. This monster has a power stat of 7216. This is officially the weakest of all the cosmic monsters. It is even less than Chuckles Muckle's power stat of 7304, which is kind of funny because you're seeing this knight, you're seeing this armor, and you're like, you'd imagine he'd be an attacker, but nope, he has the lowest power stat of the bunch. His life stat is 72384. There's quite a few monsters that have this life stat. It's nothing too fancy. Necrolict, Manipulate, Kodama, Vanoss 2099, Dagiel, Shelly, Heist, Thunder Kong, all those monsters I just mentioned, they have that exact same life stats. What is interesting about this monster is the speed stats. 5984, this is officially the fastest cosmic tied with Ignis. So this monster and Ignis are tied with being the fastest, currently the fastest monster in the game, fastest cosmics of course. So this monster in particular, lowest power of all the cosmics, but best speed stats tied with Ignis. So that's very interesting. Let's see what role he's going to fill in Monster Legends. Let's talk about his trait. So he starts the game off with immunity to possession. So if it's a Black Feather, if it's any future monster that can possess you, you don't have to worry about getting possessed. You get super attuned for your whole entire team. So when any of your allies are damaged by any weak type, you'll actually recover 50 points of stamina. So this could potentially be useful. It's not really my favorite, but there are situations in where, you know, maybe you have a fire monster, you get attacked with a fire-based attack, and you recover 50 stamina, and then you can use that stamina to attack the enemy. It has its uses, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. And then you get a stamina regen, and it is to all allies, so all of your allies, they get a stamina regen at the start of the battle. So if you get attacked with something that drains your stamina, some relic triggers or something, hey, it's cool, you have a stamina regen. Now, of course, it's just a positive effect, so it could be removed. So overall, to me, it's really just the immune to possession that this monster has, even up till rank 3. Again, the stamina regen is nice, and the super attuned, I guess it's better than nothing, but I wish it would have been at least a hardened trait for an umbrella 20% chance and I get hit with negative effects. Some other type. Well, I guess it depends on the skills and everything, but yeah, let's talk about skills. All right, so before we do that, of course, we have to level him up. And once again, to anyone wondering how I'm able to feed so fast, SocialPoint did a thing where you can just click and hold on feed, and you are able to. You don't have to tap anymore. You can just click and hold. And also, the skills, the change skills, does not pop up. If you go to the top right-hand corner, there's a gears icon, and there are settings for you to ignore skill pop-ups. So I highly recommend you do that, especially if you are constantly feeding monsters. Alright, with that being said, here we are at level 100. And yeah, he's a lot skinnier than he looked like at the loading screen. So, very interesting. Alright, let's go straight into the skills. So, trapped in an armor, we have a 22 stamina, 0 cooldown skill that deals moderate metal damage. Alright, that's whatever. Dark Light Seeker deals low metal damage, applies nanovirus. I do like that this is on a 0 turn cooldown, so you could essentially constantly reinstate the nanovirus, thus preventing the enemy from applying positive effects, basically for the whole duration of the game. Again, you are the fastest monster in the game, so you could reapply that nanovirus, so that's pretty cool. Alright, let's see what else we have. Beacon in the Darkness blocks all damage from the light element for one ally, except from the light element for one ally, increases one ally's maximum stamina, and here the max stamina increases for 3 turns, and that photophobic shield is for 2 turns. So basically, if the enemy does not have any light-based attacks, basically you can protect your monster. You know, this is really good synergy with like a Megaton monster, right? Think about a Shelly, for example. Obviously, light would still deal a lot of damage, but if there is no enemy monster, like let's say it's a, I don't know, let's say Vanoss doesn't have Pierce. Normally, Vanoss can deal a ton of damage against Shelly, or Bombay or whoever it may be. Nope, photophobic shield and protect your monster. So this skill synergizes really good with any Megaton monster. So right now we have Bombeta and we have Shelly. So if this monster could go and just protect your Megaton monster, doesn't matter if the enemy attacker is going to hit you with an AoE, you could protect your monster, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what else we have. And of course, the maximum stamina increase will work with your stamina regen to recover even more stamina. Recharge Spirit deals moderate metal damage to all enemies, gives 50 points of stamina to itself, 50% of stamina. I wish this would have been more of a team skill. I don't feel like this monster necessarily needs the self-stamina. Again, at rank 3, he has self-stamina regen, and that super attuned occasionally will help him out. I wish this would have been for the whole team. I would have liked it a lot better. Moving on, we have Soul Rage. Applies triple damage to an ally, requires cooldown. Pretty straightforward attack. It is just triple damage. It is a huge buff to your attackers. So the only way I see this monster really working in the meta is if players are running Bombeta or Shelly with a Vanoss and Ferrus just doing triple damage. And that's like an ultimate offense team, right? As long as your monster can absorb all the enemy attacks, and unless they're running something to cleanse and then attack you, basically Soul Rage, triple damage to Vanoss, or even to the free-to-play Pierce monster got released, triple damage, and then with their Pierce mechanic, they could maybe OTK. So that's how I see this monster working the best. Just buff the attacker, and you're good to go. Let's see what else we have. Obsidian Claw. We actually have a dark-based attack. Deals heavy dark damage to an enemy, removes positive effects from an enemy, applies nanovirus. I gotta say, I actually do like this skill because it is a cleansing skill, and then you apply that nanovirus. So against a Megaton monster, for example, you get rid of Megaton, and you prevent the Megaton from reinstating. Okay, monsters don't remove positive effects and apply Megaton currently. So they are gonna have to, yeah, they're basically just gonna, like, for example, Bombeta's gonna have to do Warming Light to self-cleanse before next turn being able to Megaton. So Obsidian Claw is actually a really good skill, especially dealing with the Megaton's kind of system we have in the game. Soul Booster applies damage boost and precision to all allies. Another support skill. I wish this would have cleansed negative effects. I wish Ferrus could do that. Just actually cleanse negative effects, not just buffing. And then we have an Aura Shield, blocks all damage except from the light element for all allies and applies stamina regen to all allies. So another photophobic shield. So going through this monster, again, he is a full support monster, and we kind of noticed that because he's super fast and low power stat. So the way I would rune this monster is I would give him an Aura Shield for the light, for the photophobic shield for all of your allies. I would do the nanovirus skill. I would do the single beacon in the darkness, and honestly, you might be able to swap these out. They both have a 2-turn cooldown, and they both last for 2 turns, but it's nice to be able to reinstate. But I'm going kind of the full support route. So Shield, Claw, Beacon in the Darkness, and then I don't think you need the 50% stamina to yourself. I don't think you really need to deal damage. I love the spammable nanovirus skill, maybe that one. The damage boost and precision could also work, especially if you got your accuracy reduced, but most of the time you're going to go with Soul Rage. So this is my skill set that I would recommend. But again, if you want, you could replace one of the photophobic shields, and I might find that I might actually do that. I might just keep the team one, because that one applies to stamina regen. This one increases max stamina. Yeah, that's not as important, I think, as the stamina regen. So I think Shield is superior to Beacon in the Darkness. And if you swap out Beacon in the Darkness, you run Soul Booster, because that increased accuracy, hey, that could help you out, especially if you got, like, damage reduced or something. And then, again, don't count out the nanovirus, because you could also apply that. So this is the skill set I'm going to try out right now. Did we go over the ultimate? Photon Storm deals heavy metal damage to enemies, removes positive effects from enemies, disables traits on enemies, removes 100% of stamina from all enemies. So it's a pretty good denial ultimate kind of thing that also traits disable. Relic slots real quick. This monster can hold the mask. So did this monster have an AoE skill? I think it's the one I'm not running. Let's see. Soul Booster, Recharge Spirit. Oh, he does. Dark Light Seeker. So just know that if you do run Ferrus with Dark Light Seeker, you would actually be able to utilize the Jastar's Mask and actually remove enemy stamina. If you have a maxed out Jastar's Mask, you can remove 180 points of stamina. So that's pretty useful. Don't discount that as a way to drain enemy stamina. And you can hold the Charging Banner, Mr. Beast Banner. So that's pretty cool because, again, with this monster, you don't have to worry about stamina, which is why I don't recommend that 50% stamina skill. It's just not worth it. Alright, I'm going to go with Eotron's Mask, or do I do Jastar's? Jastar doesn't really come in handy for me right now. I think I'll just do Eotron's, but I don't think I'll really need it. Actually, maybe the Talonay's Mask. So I'm going to be running Ferrus with a Megaton monster, so he's not really going to be needing much of the support. So we will do, let's see, Talonay's Mask at the start of the battle. Yeah, that one. Alright, so the ruining this monster is very interesting, right? The typical thing I'd recommend is you go all team speed. So give this monster just 3 team speed, have him go, let me see if I think I have some level 10 team speeds. Yes, I do. I have 1. I should have more. So the typical thing with this monster is to give him odd team speed, and that's because he's fast enough to where he's going to go before your attacker if your attacker is running team speed as well. So let me actually show you what I mean. If I go to fight and I figure out where's my team speed. Alright, on Lindworm. So let me show you what I mean. So let me give Lindworm speed for now. Actually, I might actually use Lindworm in some battles. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see how this progresses. So if I put Ferrus, Ferrus is mythic, and he is, I don't even know what element he is, metal, right? Ferrus, there you are. All right. So if you give this monster odd team speed, and the monsters are all the same level and everything, because you have the fastest cosmic speed in the game, you will go before any sort of monster on your team that is an attacker. So for example, let's just say I run Nor, right? Nor's 140, but because Nor is a regular monster, so if I was to do this, for example, my Ferrus would go first in the turn order before Nor, and I can just do that damage buff, and it's pretty straightforward from there. I could utilize that. Now, because the game isn't as simple as, hey, I'm faster, I can easily do the buff, and there's a lot of things to take into consideration, one thing you can do is, let's say I run my Bomb Beta, right? So Bomb Beta is there to protect, Ferrus is there to boost my attacker. So let's say I have like a Dagal and I do an AoE. In this case, let's see, Dagal is, yeah, so maybe like even this kind of setup would work. Again, this monster, it's hard to necessarily come up with the best rune setup because it's an interesting monster. The main thing you want to do is be able to buff and also protect Bomb Beta. So we'll just do a practice run with this team, no relics or anything set. He's an interesting monster in that it's hard to necessarily showcase him for these reasons. So this is one of those annoying battles where Tabor Soul Eater. So this is something you see in PvP meta a lot, where Tabor removes Megatons and then you legitimately can't do anything. So you got to plan for kind of countering that. So for that reason, and maybe I should rank up my monster to where he's rank 3 and like all my other monsters. So let me actually do that, and I'll come back. Okay, so we are back, and now he is level 130. Does he look bigger now? I don't know. Why does he look so much bigger to me now? It looks like he grew. I gotta check that. Okay, anyways, maybe it's just because I'm clicked on him. Yeah, that's why. Alright, so now that he's 130, things are a little more fair. And so, let's see. What are we gonna do? We'll just try it again. So again, let's click fight. I am allowed to do PP, however I'm not allowed to win because that would be totally unfair to win with the monster that was given to me just for the purpose of an exclusive first look. So again, the meta right now is run something to get rid of Megatons, and then you get hit with the denial. Alright, so you have to plan for that somehow, some way. So those were the two battles where basically it was the same strategy. Tabora cleanses, and then the enemy does something to me. So for that reason, I wonder if it would be a good idea to, you know, let's run your attacker with maybe a single speed, and let's run your monster with a single... I wish this monster could have done a protect positive effects to protect the Megataunt, because right now you're not really doing much with this monster. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Like, I don't even want to Lindworm turn transfer to him. So if I become the fastest monster in the game, maybe I can do... Oh, you know what? You know what? Actually, what might be a good use for this monster? Let's run a denial. So we actually will run Lindworm. Lindworm, we can do 2 team speed. I think I'll be faster. So one thing you could potentially do with this monster, and maybe give the... No, I think we're good with this skill set for now. But see, in this team, he doesn't really need the... He's better off with the AoE nanovirus instead of Soul Rage. So we're actually going to replace Soul Rage just for this kind of team right here. So because Megaton is so prevalent in PvP specifically, what you could actually do... I wonder if I'm going to be faster. Just to be safe, I'll give the individual speed. What you can actually do with this monster... Let's go individual speed. Mix it out a couple times and click fight. What you could actually do is use them just for Obsidian Claw and get rid of the enemy Megatons. Oh, there's no enemy Megaton in this case. But you can get rid of the enemy Megatons and then go into do your denial. So right here, I am just going to get hit with denial again. Light Seeker blocks all, increases max. Yeah, so the problem with this monster is there's not too much he can do. Double Show, I'm glad she's single targeted. I can go with Age Overseer. I mean, yeah, this is one of those monsters where it's going to be a specific team. I definitely see him more in that Pierce kind of mechanic role than in anything else. Here, well, Nanovirus, I think that was a miss. Here, let's Sequence Bender into myself. Let's do this again, Nanovirus. Alright, blocked all that. Yeah, I don't even know really how to showcase this monster that much. I just kind of want to see a Megaton base just to show Obsidian Claw, but he's not what I expected, that's for sure. Where's all the Megaton bases? So the whole point I want to do is like find a Megaton base, do Obsidian Claw, and then my denier can deny. It's the same to them running Tabor or Ignis, and then like that mechanic. That's one thing I can see him with. I guess if you don't have Ignis and you've been dealing with Megaton bases, you could do that. You could do what the enemy's doing. Run this monster to get rid of Megaton, and then just deny. That's kind of the only purpose I see in this monster right now. And of course, to buff your attacker, I don't even want to deal with dodge area. to buff your attacker and that. So maybe we should just do a battle where you buff your attacker. But again, if you bring an attacker, this is where, like, for PvP specifically, I don't think the monster is that great unless you're bringing a Vana, someone with the Pierce mechanic. Because if you run here, we'll just run like this monster, for example, and we'll click fight. If you run Megatons and the enemy has a Megaton, okay, like the enemy has 2 Megatons. In this case, my triple damage, as nice as it is, right? Actually, here I can do my shield to protect my monsters from taking damage. So this is actually kind of a good showcase. Check this out. Shield, and it doesn't matter what Hardy does. So Hardy can go and do Fast as a Shark. Okay, I only lost the shield, but look, I took no damage. So one way this monster does work is to, again, if you can go first because you are super fast, you can either get rid of the enemy Megatons or you can do the photophobic shield to protect your monster. So that's pretty cool. Let's just do Fast as a Shark. Awesome, killed you. And then the other use of this monster is, of course, oh, I got rid of the skill. Darn it, I was gonna buff my monster and just decimate, but I guess for now we'll just do the nanovirus skill. Let's see. I'm still protected, but it's gonna be gone. Here, let me just recover. I should have reinstated it, actually. That's what I should have done. So blast. Oh no, I still have it. Cool. So I still have that light phobic shield. Look at that. I'm not taking any damage. And if you're running both of them, here, let's reinstate it. So there, I am protected again. Awesome. Oh, and because it's a light-based attack, I actually recovered 50 stamina. That's pretty cool. Here, let's just finish you off, Shelly. I don't know if you'll come back or not. Revival lessons. All right. So again, it's cool that you can reinstate it so many times. So it is a useful way to protect your Megaton monster. That is for sure. We're just gonna recharge. I could have probably done Warming Light. So like he can attack as much as he wants. It's gonna be 0, 0, 0. So yeah, protect Megatons and get rid of Megaton. That's what I'm seeing this monster. So in a way, he is kind of a mini replacement to Ignis for those Megaton bases. Here, we'll try to. Oh, I gotta put in that triple damage skill. Alright, we'll do it on the next one. So there's an Izol. Okay, cool. And there's a Nor. Okay, cool. So this is a good showcase. So you ruin yourself to go first. And again, just kind of protect your whole team. Bam. Photophobic shield. And then you can't do anything. Dark Paradox, you cleansed it away. Oh no, whatever will I do? Here, let's just take out Izol. Bye-bye, Izol. Alright, whatever will I do? Well, I can actually do Beacon in the Darkness again. In this case, it would have been smarter to do Beacon first and then Aural Shield. Why is it still recharging? I don't have taunts or anything. Oh, Anticipation. Oh man, that's not even fun then. Alright, I'm gonna exit out of this one and let me put in the right skill set. We'll put in a different attacker. Alright, change. So yeah, a slight replacement to Ignis. That's the best scenario for this monster. But of course, you should also judge a monster by their usability in Team Wars, not so much in just PvP alone. Alright, let's see. 140, 130, 130. Okay, interesting team. Alright, so... Oh, man, he went first. If I would have gone first, I would have protected my monster. No, Bombeta, don't die. Alright, Nabotis' armor kicks in. I will do... I guess I'll just do this again. Beacon in the Darkness. Here, let me see if I can kill Iguanazar. I don't think he's Evil Legions, huh? No, he's not. I'll just kill Grakon once. Alright, so here I'm at least protecting my Megaton monster. Check this out. For my father, nope. 0, 0, 0. Ha, take that. Alright, take that. Obsidian Claw. Cool, at least I can kill Grakon in this case. Let's see. I can go into some dot damage. Oh, it missed. Relics kicking in. Revival. I can do shield to protect my monster again. Let's see. I can kill Wormlad over there. Again, he can keep attacking, so it is a really good protection for Megatons. I will give him that. Here, let's exit out again. And let's, I'm just going to take him to 150. Again, there's not too much to showcase with this monster, but just for the sake of the video and exclusive first look, we'll take him to 150, and then we'll come back and do some more attacks. Alright, so I have him at 150, and this is the skill set I think is probably the best for him. Again, Obsidian Claw can get rid of the enemy Megatons, especially if you have a Denier on your side. Whether it be a Lindworm or Kodama, you kind of serve the same purpose as what Ignis does and what Tabora do when they remove positive effects from the enemy Megatons, and then you go into Deny. So Obsidian Claw takes care of that while also preventing Megaton on the enemy monster. Aura Shield and Beacon in the Darkness, this protects your Megaton monster from the enemy attacker, which essentially protects your whole team. Now, I would first do Beacon in the Darkness to protect your Megaton monster, because if the enemy is going to cleanse it away, then you can do an Aura Shield for your whole entire team once your Megaton monster lost a Megaton, and that gives them a chance to reinstate Megatons. And then Soul Rage for the attacker if you're running an attacker. If you're not running an attacker, then run the Nanovirus AoE. So because I am running an attacker, this is the team setup I'm going to go with, and I'll just do like 2 or 3 more battles. This is one of those more situational monsters where you can only use them in particular teams, so it's not... So I don't want to do too much. So normally what would happen is if you go first, you soul rage your attacker, and then your attacker just look at all that beautiful damage output. Bam, because you have triple damage now, and he had a damage protection. If not for that, he would have died. So let's exit out, and I think I'm just gonna I've trophy dropped too much to where I might not be getting any more good opponents, but nonetheless we will try. We'll still try. Yeah, so definitely not a good opponent. All right, let's see if we can find someone else. Let's click fight. So yeah, definitely overall not a big fan of the monster. I really thought he was gonna be an attacker. I thought he was gonna be more bigger, more bulky. But he ended up being super skinny. All right, cool. So here's a good showcase. So assuming I go first, Obsidian Claw to get rid of Megatons, and Bomb Beta can't reinstate Megatons. Here I'm gonna do, let's see, Think Big, Cosmic Grandma. Sure, let's do it. So I dazed all the enemy team. So for my father, look at all that damage. Yikes. So instead of removing Megaton, what I could have done is I could have just protected him from all this. See, surprise, all that damage. So I could buff my attacker in this case, or I can do Beacon in the Darkness, or I can do both. So let me buff my attacker, Soul Rage, and look at that. Beautiful damage output, right? Let's just get rid of the Megaton monster, boom. And then let's protect my Megaton monster. Shield, and check it out, going for the head, 0, 0, 0. And then I can do Warming Light to cleanse all these negative effects. And look, you leave, you lose. That's an AoE, 0, 0, 0. So yeah, that's how he works. He protects your Megaton and he makes your monster stronger. And of course, he gets rid of the dots and prevents more buffs. So yeah, that mechanically, the way using him like that, especially if you don't have an Ignis, if you don't have a Tabora from the team race, he's your best shot for now. Again, he's a maze monster. So you can get him at unranked, and you can maybe get a couple cells to get him closer to rank 1. Overall, though, I'm not superly impressed with the monster, but let me know what you guys think. Let me know about how I was able to utilize him towards the end. Any thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys very much. Huge shout out to SocialPoint, and remember to subscribe.